At the other guard position, Reggie Jackson. At center, Andre Drummond. And now your starters.
And David Aldridge. Well, he sure has. First NBA All-Star ever out of Australia. Thanks, David. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for him.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Rose. And it's Snell in at the 3, the small forward. And for the 76ers, the talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. Harris is out there with Simmons. Jackson finds Griffin. And tonight, 2 experienced teams, Chris. We're going to see what's something you learned as a veteran that you wish you had known as you were just entering the NBA.
It's one thing that you could not have learned, and that's pacing. How to pace yourself during the game. As a rookie, you're playing, coming from college, and the game is so slow in college. And when you come to the NBA, you figure, wait a minute, this 24-second shot clock, that's not much. But you realize after about 4 times up and down the court, wait a minute, how do I figure this out? How do I switch gears? How do I lock in and play defense and then run my butt off to the other end as fast as I can to get an easy layup? And a lot of those things is not about being in shape, but the mentality and understanding how to take advantage of the next play.
Yeah, I like that.
And for the Sixers, the health of their draft picks has been a story. Zaire Smith, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, all missing significant time with injury.
Health continues to be a key for them, GA. Embiid in particular, he's missed some games last year, missed some back-to-backs. He's 7'2". You just hope his knees could withstand the grind. They got to keep him going to reach their goal.
So he gets them both.
Oh, not many players with a more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
Jackson passes to Drummond. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Dishes it to Snell. Pass to Griffin. Just 4 to shoot. A 3 ball. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And this is where the power rankings sort of lock in as we begin to look toward the postseason. Taking a look at Detroit. They're in a bit of a holding pattern, hoping to take that next leap.
And right now for Philadelphia, they've just crushed expectations all season long. Only a few people thought they could sustain this level of excellence, but here they are.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Sinks the three-pointer. He's got 5.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Jackson has the open look. Again, the miss by the Pistons. 76ers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. To the inside. Lets it go from 11. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, and Greg, they've been a more cohesive team over this stretch, and that helps account for their lead.
Now here's Jackson. A 23-point game for him in the win against New York.
Yeah, and as good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. Following the 3 by Detroit.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here's Rose. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. Puts it up from 12. Jackson misses. Philadelphia with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Misfires on the corner 3.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open three like that.
Outside Rose. Out left to the wing. Snell kicks to Jackson. From downtown. Misses that one. He's made one and missed two this game so far. To the paint. And the dunk by Embiid.
It's easy to admire Embiid. I mean, the game seems to come so easy to the big fella, especially when it comes to dunking.
Simmons against Jackson. Simmons pulls it in.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
Jackson passes to Griffin. Griffin draws the double. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Well, you just got to respect the leaping ability of Drummond, leaving the floor effortlessly, throwing it through the hoop.
Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by the Pistons. It's a 6-point game. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Here's the pass to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Shot clock at 5. Griffin finds Jackson. And it's off from three-point range.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Did you see the no-look pass by Harris right there? I mean, he's a wing that knows how to move the ball.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Three-pointers, Snell. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists tonight.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
It's good.
You can't leave anyone uncovered around Simmons. I mean, he's fantastic at seeing when one of his guys is open.
Jackson passes to Drummond. He dishes it to Rose. Again, the Pistons good for 2. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Drake, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him average out.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
The 76ers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
Now, I'm not really sure I've ever seen a center who could play bully ball in the paint, then step out and hit the 3, then give you the handles in the mix like Joel Embiid. I mean, him and Boogie Cousins are really the only 2 that come to mind.
And even though Embiid has that deep range, he prefers to throw his weight around inside.
And he should, Kevin. And at times, a lack of spacing has forced him to step outside. I mean, he's as gifted as you can get on that block. I mean, you got to get him the ball down there with space to work.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, he's a solid shot blocker now, thanks to his timing and great anticipation skill. It's not easy scoring on Horford. They tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Down low. Here's Snell. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Snell's got 8.
Oh, he's got to roll in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Three-pointer. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Outside Jackson from the arc. It's hauled in by the 76ers. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
You know, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Staying with your game plan is so important, especially when you are away from your home arena.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Chris, we talk about perimeter scoring becoming more prevalent. The biggest shift coming from bigs shooting more threes.
Yeah, they are now counted upon to space the floor, and the better you can shoot, the better you can space the floor. And then more importantly, if you can knock down that three, you become a triple threat because now you can shoot there, maybe you can dribble and get by, or because of your height, you see different passing lanes, and you can be a better passer, getting your teammates involved, and they like that spacing as well.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Philadelphia, they've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And checking out Detroit, 2 spots down.
And right now for the Pistons, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
Yeah, Greg, and early in the year, maybe they were catching some teams by surprise, but now everybody knows how strong they are, and they're still rolling along.
So it's Detroit now. 76ers getting the bucket. Poirier passes to Jackson. Brown wide open. He fires. No good again that time.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Buries the long-range jumper. 22 points for him.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Here's Jackson. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. They recover it. Toomboya can't get it to go. Philadelphia leading by 18. To the right side. Passes it to Scott. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. O'Quinn. And O'Quinn slams it in.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, they got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Grady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
Now here's Jackson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Brown. To the wing on the left. Here's Wood. Now here's Toomboya. There's Jackson with the 3. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Richardson.
He has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Pass to Wood. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You look back at the Blake Griffin trade. Many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, you have to admit it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Well, you look back at the title teams for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston and then, dominate the Bulls at that time. They went back-to-back winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2014. She, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys. That was fun to watch as well.
Now here's Jackson. No points in the game yet for him. Stolen away. Stolen by Jackson. Now Detroit moving it up. And the jam by Doumbouya.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Pulls up. That shot missing. And it's Detroit the other way. Their last encounter was in Detroit.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
Yeah, and they can't afford a repeat of that. They need a lot more minutes out of their core group tonight.
Here's Richardson, following the score by Reggie Jackson. There are a lot of people that say, Chris, the European players are more fundamentally sound overall. Are they right?
Well, I think when you look at a guy like Doncic or Dirk or Porzingis,
yes.
You're taking the best of the best and you're creating a whole field. So I can't say overall. I would say they've had some players that have come in and wowed us, and that's awesome. But also you have those guys going pro at the age of 13, 14, 15 years old, and so I think they may miss out on some of the other things that life has to offer, like a normal high school experience, those type of things. But I tell you what, it's a copycat league and it's a copycat game, and so once you see players that are 7 foot coming over, shooting, passing, dribbling, I think you can say guys like Kevin Durant and others, I think you can say they're pretty sound overall. So I don't buy into that theory, but I do think for a lot of Europeans, being a professional early helps you transition into the NBA a little bit better maybe than guys coming out of college off of 1 year.
I would agree. But he recovers it. Richardson outside, beyond the arc. They shoot again, and it's good on the way in.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Pistons. Good work defensively by Richardson.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
Fires the three. A three-pointer is right on target. He's got 29 points.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game. 2,000, we're not even out of the first quarter. That's not a good pace to set.
Detroit shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. For Philadelphia, they have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. Well, free throw drops for Embiid. And you look at Joel Embiid, maybe the best two-way big man, Chris, in the NBA today. If there's anything he needs to work on, what would that be?
Well, I still think that there's room for growth as far as his playmaking. I mean, Kevin, he's going to command double teams on a nightly basis. So it's all about taking advantage of the defense for sending that extra man.
On the court for the Pistons, at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Rose is out there with Jackson, and it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint. First one falls for him.
Well, yeah, and Andre Drummond is the epitome and maybe the last of the traditional center. And with that said, it hasn't been easy to find a match for him in the post, but Blake Griffin might have changed all that.
And Chris, as you said, Griffin and Drummond work well together.
Oh, they do, Kevin. The two make up for each other's weaknesses and complements each other's strengths. I mean, Drummond has been playing with confidence, having some of the best games since Blake has come over the train.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019, The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
He sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. Here's Griffin after the Sixers pick up 2. And Embiid with the block.
Oh, you got to be careful around Embiid. When he's around, he's capable of coming up with these blocks.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 8. Here's Griffin. It's intercepted. And even 3-on-3 break. To the left wing. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And they're not afraid to let it fly from deep. They're looking to extend their lead with the 3 ball here in the second quarter.
Outside Jackson. The pass to Griffin. Clock at 6. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
I mean, you know he's crafty when he's close into the bucket. You better foul him. I mean, you love seeing Griffin be poised on these interior shots.
And it's good. 2 points. He has 38 in the game.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Rebound by the 76ers. Horford's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these 2 teams in that area.
Well, I like how hard he crashes the glass. Simmons knows he has the size and timing to keep possessions alive.
Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Good, he hits the jump shot. Jackson's got 10. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Rose with the double team. Inside, Harris. And he banks in the layup.
An aggressive move by Harris. A little contact there. He just powers through it.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Now a timeout called by Detroit. Good shot selection, largely dependent on getting open. Which players do the best job of moving, you think, right now without the ball?
Period. Klay Thompson, 60 points, 11 dribbles. Did you hear me?
I got
60
it.
points,
Shocking.
11 dribbles.
It almost looks
He's
like a misprint,
sick.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Here's Drummond. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Jackson against Simmons. With some arc. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And another one!
With 40 points in the game, he has claimed the number 2 spot now.
And GA, every game he has been a huge threat to just explode on the offensive end. What a marvelous year for him.
And now an amazing 53 games of 40 or more points, passing Wilt's mark set back in 1963. The incredible 62 effort of Chamberlain still looms as the top spot.
And Chris, underclassmen entering the draft, they can now hire agents, get help attending workouts, and still retain their eligibility. Do you like that move?
I love the move, Kevin. You know what it does? It helps less to fall by the wayside. So you come out of college, you don't know how good you are. You don't, it's based off ego, how hard you worked, family and friends telling you, go, get the money. But what's your testing ground? You don't know. You don't have a full context. So I love the fact that it lets you go out there and see. And if you have any trepidation, go back to school. You got another year. So, yes, I love this move.
Excellent. C-Web, excellent. Jackson misses.
Well, I mean, I think he better come up with some different ways to get his points tonight because the 3, not one of them, ain't working.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
Brown is checked in for Jackson.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, boy, he's bounced around a bit. has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
4 on the shot clock. Here's Griffin. And it's sent back by Horford. Here's Embiid. Good. Nice job down low. Embiid's got 11 points.
He seems to have a sense for where misses are going. Embiid, so fantastic at getting ideal positioning on the glass.
Here's Rose. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
Some players might wear down during this kind of run. He's only getting stronger.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. Outside Griffin. Back to Snell. Outside Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And it's Drummond missing.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Harris against Rose. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Harris.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form. And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Korkmaz checked in for Philadelphia. Then for the Pistons, Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. And Doumbouya subbed in for Tony Snell. We've got 1:13 left to play here in the half.
He gets the playground jumper and can't make good on it. You don't get many chances to tonight.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Pistons shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Rose scanning the floor. And it's blocked by Simmons.
Oh, such a smart defensive player. He knows how to use his reach to alter shots.
40 seconds left in the first half. And the Pistons with possession. Outside Rose. Passes it to Doumbouya. Pistons passing it around. Rose, no good.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Oh, man, an awful display from him so far, because you know he's going to keep working to try to turn it around.
And that one is off. Brown outside. There's the feed to Doumbouya. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown.
Number 77.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers able to put on a show for the... And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Philadelphia with the ball. The talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. Ben Simmons is out there with Tobias Harris. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. Jackson misses.
His touch has been off tonight, and now his judgment is off too. Come on, it's not a smart shot.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
And with the lift that Rose gets from his legs, he's able to put such a soft touch on those floaters. That's a great shot for him.
And the dunk by Embiid.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Jackson misses.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him. And he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
Outside Griffin. Over Horford. That one's rebounded by Embiid.
His effort level is there. You can't blame him on that. He's working to get good shots. It's just not connecting. Not the most productive quarter he'll ever have, but his shot selection's been a little bit dubious.
Rose with the ball. Outguarded by Simmons. Taking high percentage shots has been this group's specialty. On your screen now are this month's field goal percentage leaders. Ben Simmons, number 1. Andre Drummond, 4th.
Both of these guys have been shooting with tremendous efficiency as the month has gone on. I don't know who's going to outdo who.
The free throw drops for Rose. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 76ers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Harris. He's off on that one. Griffin with some nice D. Snell, that's good. Snell's got 10 points.
Oh, he'll take advantage of that kind of soft defense every time. Just give him a chance to attack the basket, and he will.
Another bucket. Wow.
And just like that, he's tied the record for most 50-point games.
Greg, this is a record I never thought would be matched. Unbelievable season from him.
You look back at Wilt's 62 campaign and all the records it spawned, absolutely stunning to see the 50-point games record be matched.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
7-foot shot. He gets it in there.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Jackson passes to Snell. Bounce pass from Drummond. Here's Griffin. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got rebound number 13 with that last one. And there it is for him.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
Jackson misses.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. And finished off by Horford.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Simmons against Rose. Pass to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Pass to Griffin. Can they get it? It's hauled in by the 76ers. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. Hits it from three-point range.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Detroit's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Snell, no good. The 76ers have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. The 11-footer, again, Philadelphia.
If
they close this win out, I know who my MVP is. His offensive performance tonight has been unreal.
Griffin against Horford. Looking to get it going. Griffin's shot is off.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. They are just killing them on the interior.
The Pistons shooting 27%. The offense is just embarrassing themselves. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. But Case has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Jackson passes to Drummond. In the corner, Snell with it. Lets the three fly. He can't get it to go. So Philadelphia will take it the other way.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
And Simmons slams it in.
This is why you must get Simmons out the paint, because he's fantastic when it comes to dunking it.
Outside Jackson. Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Simmons. Rose passes to Drummond. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Andre Drummond, still a very potent scorer inside, Chris, but he's leveled off a bit with his production.
Yeah, Kevin, he'll get you about 15 or 16 a night, but I don't know if he'll ever be a 20-point-per-game type of scorer. He's working on his free throws, so he could get there. A lot of fans were hoping that he'd grow into more of a scorer, but it seems like he's best off as a complementary offensive piece.
And he knocks down the first one.
I mean, come on. This guy is a walking nightly double-double threat. Andre Drummond's bruising power on both ends really makes an impact.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Embiid. Mike Scott comes in for Al Horford. And it's Korkmaz in for Tobias Harris.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
Yeah, he's just not giving the ball up. He's passing with a purpose, and it's leading to scores.
Drummond in the post. O'Quinn defending, and O'Quinn sends it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
Number 77. Frazier.
Shot clock at 6. Frazier kicks to Doumbouya. And a miss there on the triple. Philadelphia's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. And the shot goes in.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Frazier outside. The pass to Poirier. Now Doumbouya. He has 6. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. And yep, another basket. 71 points and no end in sight.
Young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks helpless.
Now, here's Doumbouya. Not a lot of room. Here's Wood. Sweet little floater. Wood's got his second basket of the night.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
To the middle. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for your 76ers, number 35. At the line for two.
And he makes the first. Richardson, he's checked in for Ben Simmons. He's perfect from the line this time. Detroit with the ball. Passes it to Poirier. There's the dish to Doumbouya. Throws it up high. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. And then on Monday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards.
And it's going to be home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing. Good job getting the ball and completing that play.
Oh, that'll make any coach happy. Aggressive defense, then changing ends quickly.
To the inside, Doumbouya. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. It's hauled in by Wood.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And he recovers it, but they get it back. He kicks to Doumbouya. 6 on the shot clock. Up top, Frazier. Defended by Scott. A shot by Frazier, no good.
Now, look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
Brown outside.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Doumbouya. Here's Poirier. And he nails the jumper. Poirier's got 4 this quarter. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for him.
But we're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
The Pistons shooting 31% here in the third. Offensively, they are looking bleak. Over to the wing. Takes the 3. Out of hand on it. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. We've got 1:28 left to play in the third. Frazier scanning the floor. 6 to shoot. Fires from deep. It's not going to go for him. Good work defensively by Richardson. Down low. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Number 35. At the line for 2.
And the first one drops. Langston Galloway's checked in for Frazier. So he makes him 1:07 left in the third quarter. And so Brown will bring it up for Detroit. Kicks it to Doumbouya. Inside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his 5th.
first free throw is good.
At the line for 2.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. And they get it back. Swiped it away. Now Detroit moving it up. The shot that time not on target. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Shot on the wing. Yep, that one goes in there.
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
They get a hand on it. And Galloway pulls it down. And, well, Detroit shooting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Wood kicks to Brown. Pass to Galloway. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Galloway has got his first 3 points of the game.
I like the confidence from the guard. Galloway, he shows no fear in shooting off the pass.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our farm.
This was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone...
Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Chris, the other day, Adam Silver has been talking about how the All-Star game, that system, is not working. He's been proactive in considering alternatives. What do you think?
Well, I love what he's done already. Let's think about the All-Star game in 2019. Letting guys pick their players like old school on the park. I mean, that adds a little bit of ego, and that's what you want because we want competition. We want guys that like each other, don't like each other, that are playing against each other, that we're in the finals against each other. We want all that competition, all that mental game that goes into it. And so I love the fact that he's outspoken, that he's definitely ahead of the problem. But I think he did a great job by letting players pick their teammates because that already causes a little in-team drama that we'll see play out on the floor with how hard guys are playing.
On the court for the Pistons. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Derrick Rose is out there with Jackson, and it's Snell in at the 3 spot. The pass to Drummond.
79 pounds. Why don't we just say 280? Drummond is just a force of nature when he's shooting the ball. Shrugging off contact like that is nothing.
The Pistons have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Here's Rose. Rebound by the 76ers.
Oh, sloppy finish. D was giving him the layup. He just didn't stay with it.
Chris, it seems like some teams have been in rebuild mode for a long time. Is there a point at which the league should step in and maybe, I don't know, take over or give them guidance?
You know, I really do. And not because it's necessarily the fault of the team, because, it's tough to win a championship. But to be a perennial bottom dweller, basement dweller, it's not good for the fans. And fans like myself, every year comes the first game, we think, hey, we could win a championship, we could do it. But, you know, our thought process is not based in knowledge. It's just based in our hope and will for the team. So you definitely want to keep teams straight. You want to keep them honest. And I think the league could find a way to step in but not step on the toes of ownership.
So for the Pistons, Thon Maker's checked in for Griffin. Brown comes in for Rose, and Tim Frazier subbed in for Jackson. Passes to Maker. Here's Snell. Pass to Drummond. Tries from 10, and that one hits back iron. Philadelphia has gone over and over to the three-point shot in the fourth quarter. 4 of 9. 76ers moving the ball around. And good! There's another.
He's scoring at an insane level here, folks. The defense powerless to slow him down.
Third place all-time in scoring. Out to the wing. Clock at 6. Frazier the pass to Snell. The three-pointer off the mark. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing. It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
To the paint. Will it go? Maker, count the basket.
Showing he has some touch. Now for Maker, it's more about adding the muscle so he can become more dangerous.
And Brown over to help. And the NBA is seeming to be at the crossroads of sports and fashion and crisp music. Do you think it's always been this interwoven?
Oh, Kevin, please. You see the outfits they're wearing now? Now I got to be like the
I do.
fuddy-duddy.
And now, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
Elbow. 2.
The 76ers making a switch here. Scott's checked in.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the...
At the line for your 76ers, Mike Scott. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line. 8 seconds left in the fourth. Frazier with it. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Anthony, and for watching. See you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Shaquille O'Neal to my right, Kenny the Jet Smith on my left, right here in the middle, I'm Ernie Johnson. And a chance now to head down to the locker room for our postgame interview.
Hey, Jet here, man. I thought you guys came out focused and prepared. And once you built that lead, man, you never let up.
Well, step 1 was to close the door and come back. Step 2, though, we wanted to give our followers a show, no matter how they were watching. We wanted our performance to turn up their screens, because without them, without their energy behind us, we'd be low-key lost in the sauce.
Well, you weren't low-key lost. You played great.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always our pleasure, although sometimes it's yours as well. For Kenny the Jet and Shaquille, Ernie Johnson, have a great night.
Shea and company as our hometown heroes enter rarefied air. That's right. They now have the best record in the entire NBA.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yeah, that's right. And if they keep this up, that would mean securing home court throughout the playoffs. And in a sport like basketball, that's huge.
Enormous.
Yeah, the way I see it, they've got to be the favorites for the title right now.